guys, it's Heather from Cash Flowing Life, and today I want to talk to you about the 3 things that I did not stop spending money on while I was getting rid of my debt snowball. So I started my debt-free journey in 2012, and I finished it about 22 months later in October of 2014. So there's 3 things that I enjoy spending money on that I still spend money on now that I am debt-free, besides our house, obviously. So the first thing that I did not cut from my budget was CrossFit. So I know, I understand like the CrossFit rap out there. So I actually started CrossFit in the middle of my debt snowball. I started it in 2013 in April, so I'm actually coming up on my 5-year CrossFit anniversary, and I know that sounds so silly to say, but the reason why I started CrossFit was I was doing a lot of running the year before. I had ran a marathon in 2012, and I had noticed that I was just getting tired of running, and also my main job is I'm a massage therapist. So I was having a lot of pain in my mid-upper back area from just not being strong in those muscle groups and also overworking them just from working so much. So I had talked to a friend who was in physical therapy school, and I told her, listen, I don't have insurance. I can't do PT. Are there any exercises that you would recommend me doing? And how do I even do them? I don't even know. So she showed me a few exercises that I could do at home. They weren't really helping because I didn't really have some weights or the right equipment that I needed. And then I was talking to a friend of mine. I was having lunch with her one day, and she lives on the other side of town, but she had mentioned that she started going to CrossFit, and it actually really helped relieve her low back pain. So I was really, really interested in it. I didn't jump in right away. I waited about 5 more months until I decided to go for it. So there was a new gym in my town that had just opened up probably 4 months prior, and I said, you know what? If this is going to make me stronger, it's going to make me healthier, and it's going to give me something to do because I did not want to go back to just the standard gym because I didn't feel comfortable there and I didn't really know what to do. But I'd always been interested in weightlifting, so I was really intrigued by CrossFit. So I started going there in April of 2013, and after about 2 or 3 months of going, my back pain was very minimal, and I would be able to relieve it at home with just working out on the foam roller and doing some self-massage work. So I stuck with CrossFit. It was definitely an expensive part of my budget. I think when I started, my monthly membership fee was $120 for a 3-day-a-week membership, and that's really expensive, especially if you're comparing it to a standard just local global gym or whatever. But I really loved it because of the one-on-one training I got, because of the variation in workouts. I get bored really easily. Honestly, I don't understand how I ran a marathon. It was ridiculous. I hate running now. But anyways, so CrossFit was one of those things that I started while I was on my debt snowball. And one thing that, looking back now, that I didn't really realize when I first started to join was the amount of friends I would make and how close-knit of a community we have in our gym. So not only did that membership give me more endurance, it gave me a lot of strength, it made me healthier, it also made me some really, really awesome friends, and we have a great community. So it actually doubled as a really great social environment too. So CrossFit was the first thing that I added and did not cut while I was on my debt snowball. The second thing that I didn't cut from my debt snowball was my groceries. So I know there's a lot of videos out there of people trying to cut down from their budget whatever they can. And I'm one of those people where I don't want a coupon, I don't want to shop sales, and a lot of the items that are cheap at the grocery store and that you get coupons for are processed food. And just a little background on me. I'm certified and trained as a holistic nutritionist. So to me, eating whole, real food is really important. Fruits, vegetables, I eat grain-free, so that's already kind of limited. Pasture-raised meats, and lots of protein and healthy fat. So when you're at the grocery store and you're shopping the perimeter, a lot of the times those things aren't on sale and they are not the cheapest. So I just stuck with the food that made me feel the best when it came to my digestion and also my energy levels. So dwindling down the grocery budget was not really a realistic option for me. And the third thing that I did not cut from my budget when I was on my debt snowball was vacation. So we didn't do a ton of vacationing. So at that time, my husband was my boyfriend and he was already debt-free. And I was really on my own journey of getting my minimal consumer debt paid off, those mostly my student loans. So we didn't do a ton. We would still go on weekend trips up to the mountain. We live like 45 minutes from the mountain. And then we live about 2 to 2.5 hours from the beach, depending on where you want to go. So we did a lot of day trips. We did a few one-nighters, but we did take a vacation while I was on my debt snowball to Moab, Utah. So our vacations were and they still are pretty budgeted. We're pretty minimal with the money that we spend and the way that we plan our vacations. So Moab from the Portland area is a 14-hour drive. So we did drive to Moab in our 1998 Honda Civic. On our way home from Moab, we almost blew a head gasket. That's a whole another story. But while we were there, we ended up staying at a hostel where we rented our own cabin for 4 nights. 4 nights or 5 nights. And the entire trip for the both of us, with going to the national parks there and even eating out, we did some grocery shopping, so we had regular food, was all just about $1,000. So when we go on trips, we don't spend a ton of money, and we try to make it a road trip if possible because airfare for 2 people can be really expensive. So we went to Moab. Once I paid off the $10,000 mark of my debt snowball, which my snowball totaled about $19,000. So it's kind of like the celebration of the halfway point, and I was feeling a little burnt out too. So it was just a nice treat yourself moment and a really nice reset to get the ball rolling on the second half. And the second half took about 7 months to do instead of 12. So the motivation was definitely there. The reset was really, really great. And I do recommend, whether you are hitting your credit cards or just going from one loan to the next, if you have a big milestone coming up, set something up in your budget to where you can celebrate that and do something for yourself, whether that is a trip or a weekend getaway or taking your spouse, mom, boyfriend, girlfriend out to a nice dinner or a date or whatever you find to be enjoyable. So those are the things that really helped me stay healthy, stick to my budget, continue to feel like a real person, because burnout is really real during this process. And 2 years is not super long, but it can feel really long while you're doing your debt snowball. So I just wanted to share those 3 things that I did not cut from my debt snowball in case you're feeling a little bit guilty of not doing, of not cutting yourself down to the minimum. So that's just what I did. So if you have any questions, or if you have something in your budget that you're not getting rid of and you're on your debt snowball, just leave a comment below, because I'm interested to see what people are keeping around to make themselves feel sane. So anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.